come. Okay, here we go. Obamacare. Okay, we're seeing some of the issues that's coming. And again, as a physician, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm pro Obamacare or I'm against it. I'm just reporting this. But I can tell you that as of a year ago, even as a doctor, I can see a lot of confusion on our ground floor. Patients are coming in, deductibles are a problem. They don't know whether they're covered or not. A lot of these patients who have had Medicaid and now being converted to Obamacare, the reimbursements for Medicare are going down, and people are seeing that Medicare and Medicaid are coming closer. Overall, it seems like a mess, and my staff are always complaining.
You're so right, but let's update everyone on what's happening, because in the news, everyone's heard about the Supreme Court case. This is the second time Obamacare is in the Supreme Court. The court is going to rule in late June. The case is called King versus Burwell. And this time the issue is, has the Obama administration ignored the actual text of the law and provided taxpayer-funded subsidies to Obamacare purchasers in all 50 states when the law says it can only be in the few states that set up their own exchanges, like New York State, by the way.
And what happens if the Supreme Court says, Obamacare is out, and people would say there's a big vacuum, they're not going to have insurance?
That's the question. And of course, there have been lots of predictions of absolute disaster, but don't be bamboozled by that, because the fact is there isn't going to be a sudden disaster for two reasons. One is that the court is already considering, if they do rule against the Obama administration, that they will postpone the impact of the ruling until next year. And secondly, the Republicans in Congress have already put together what they call the exit ramp plan, which will be introduced in Congress and be all set to go into effect when the Supreme Court rules. And that will provide substitute subsidies for people who need help buying health insurance. And it will allow people in those 37 states that are affected to choose whatever kind of insurance they want. It won't have to be the one-size-fits-all plan. They will be able to buy it any day of the year they want. It won't have to be during the Obamacare open enrollment plan. There'll be no more penalties for people who don't have insurance, and there'll be no more employer penalty. So that will relieve the pressure on employers to keep their workforce below 50, to keep their workers' hours below 30. You should see a big boost in job opportunities if that occurs.
So you think that it's going to be a smooth transition? There's not going to be a big chaos based on what you heard from the Republicans?
Well, and this is unusual, but Congress is actually behaving responsibly and getting ready for this decision.
So who pays for this?